goes to Humana? What fraction of the quality assurance people goes to Humana? All of that's off my books. I manage it, and it's a cost that comes out of my budget. But in terms of intercompany cost allocation, it's simplified my life greatly. So now, they understand the cost. It's very clear to them. So they can make an easy decision. I'm talking about the operations folks within my company to say, you know what? I could pass it on. My margins are healthy enough to take it on. It makes it much clearer, much easier. So normally what we're doing is we're usually baking the cost into the per minute, per hour, per agent, whatever it is, and we'll pass through with a small markup for PM the Levimentum work. Unless it's for something we're laying across the entire infrastructure. So with that, the number of programs we ran, and I said this when I first called them, it's going to go quick. As I said, we've got 750 agents on in 8 months, and that fluctuates every 90 days. It's one of the beautiful things. And one of the other beautiful things about that 90-day true-up was that 2012, I've got 5,000 sugar users. Could I say, you know what, the economy of scale is not there, my budget is now insane, I could probably develop this in-house, and if I ever do that and I come back next year and say I did it, somebody hit me. But it gives me the flexibility to make that decision. So now I can say, you know what, for this line of business, I can build this myself. It's easy. And it happened. It just recently happened. We had 75 seats of sugar slated for, it was like almost an insurance policy. When the client CRM went down monthly, 1 week in a month, we would use sugar. And so the question was asked, hey, listen, do we really need to do that? All we really need is like a downline form. And then we'll flush the database after we use it. We'll go and re-enter everything. So for that line of business, we pulled it back and said, you know what? Come this end of 90 days, we're going to take that off. We'll do a downline form. We'll host it because it's not really a production environment. It really is just a temporary cache of data that we re-enter and we flush it. So that gives me that flexibility. So, as I said, right now, multiple centers in North America using the CRM, using sugar. We're going, I don't have anything slated for CRM in any of the international countries yet, but it will happen. And like I said, there's multiple programs, multiple lines of business, and we've been able to support them all, and quickly. We have still not missed our promise to not be able to beat or meet operations days. It's served by a single CRM. It's on demand. It's hosted. So we talk about what were the goals. The goals for me, and I feel selfish in saying it, but I want to sleep at night. You know, I got to tell you, one of the things that kept me up at night in the previous stint was CTI, databases. You know, it was almost all CRM dependent. And to me, knowing that's safe, sound secure now, I could have a PlayStation Network moment and kick myself, but hopefully I don't. Right now it's going really, really well, and very happy, very happy. And as I said, Levimentum, the fact that they can develop code that goes on Sugar's hosted platform, it's fantastic. I don't have to worry about bringing it in, but I do have the flexibility. I can bring it in. I can get to a place where if my infrastructure is building up robust enough and I've got the staff, maybe I bring it in. I doubt it, but I could. And I think that's one of the major components of what we like to provide our clients. We like to provide flexibility. I like to have flexibility in my vendors and my solutions. And with this, as I said, from a cost model, from a deployment model, I have the flexibility. I can make decisions. And as I said, I don't have developers. I don't have QA. I don't have DBAs. I don't have all those people. So the results, I think it's obvious. I'm here speaking in front of you. It's been fantastic. It really has. It's gone really well. And I'm here to sing Sugar and Levimentum praises. And we continue to move forward. You know, I just signed an SOW this morning. So the work continues to happen. We continue to build. We've been on schedule, we've been on budget, haven't added a person to my staff. We're managing 2,300 contact center seats. I have a staff of 18. That's it. And it's one of the goals we wanted was to minimize. And there's other technologies we do. We're a virtual desktop environment, which also plays into it. So the key was to keep our call center technology budget low, manageable, and flexible. So highlights, obviously showing greater alignment, the integration, CTI, recording, dialers. It's becoming pretty standard. And you see, if you see the booth, you see what they can provide. And there's no longer, you have the old school telecom guys who everything has to be, co-located with your equipment. It's no longer true. Web services, SIP services, it's all blurring those lines. I don't have to have everything sitting in a call center. In a data center. So what else do we have on here? Homegrown, I don't want to do it. Companies talk about focusing on their core. For me, our core in terms of what we provide as a technology organization to our customers and our customers is flexibility. We got to solve problems through technology. And we also have to keep voice and data networks up. That to me is paramount. So the majority of our time is spent in making sure the calls and the data get through. If I got to start worrying about what CRM function should be added to the core of my system, I told you, we had a team of 10 just developing the core systems. And then what happened was every company that came in had a little bit of difference from the core, so we would take the source code, we'd modify it, and we didn't go back and modify the core, so we ended up with like 19 separate code sets with like 3 to 4 developers on each that knew it. And God, I had to pay them too much because if they left, I was dead. All that's gone. And I love all those developers, but I'll see them at lunch. Future, more CTI, flexible call scripting. We talk about advanced call features, and you see it in the booths, and you hear the talk. To me, call center is probably a thing of the past. It's a session center. I don't know if that's too silly to say, but we want to blur the line between calls, texts, chats, IVR. We want to be able to start passing data. In a SaaS model, a web-based solution fits right in. So now when I move to SIP on the telecom side, it makes the integration with these guys even easier, even more powerful. Now CTI becomes what we're calling CRI. It's no longer computer telephony integration. It's more customer relevant information across any channel. So CTI is a thing of the past. We can get rid of TSAPI and just start passing data along to any platform and pull it and pass it. We also talk about IWR. We're talking to our clients about, forget about IVR. Interactive web response allows you to communicate on any channel. So anything that's web-based, and if a call is SIP-based, it's really web-based. The protocols are web protocols. They pass over, data. So now all of a sudden everything's blurred. It really is a web session. What is the endpoint that I'm communicating through changes, but it really is the same. It becomes transparent. So that kind of wraps it up for us. I don't know how many questions there are. I don't know how long I took. Hopefully less than a half hour.
5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes?
Questions?
All right.
I want to just add one thing, Ken. I want to come back to this. I think being at this conference, I think there are a lot, especially for customers out there, the customers who are looking at CRM and contact center technology. There are a lot of options out there now. In a lot of ways, the homegrown solutions that you see out there, quite frankly, were needed. But I know there are a lot of folks in that room over there that have got good contact center solutions, good CRM solutions. We're not the only ones to have these. There are plenty of really good ones that are here at the event. I think what's key, though, is understanding these lessons, though. There are a lot of things that, having served call centers, that people have been historically afraid of. The big one that Ken talked about was, where's my data? I'm so worried about my data being in my house. Your data is less secure in your house than in a SaaS environment, most likely. And it has been concerned about latency, speed, these things. The bottom line is